Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Len Branswitz in studio doing another YouTube, and today we're going to be talking about prevention of dementia, prevention of Alzheimer's. University of California, Frisco. Let's take a look at: is it a medicine? Is it fish oil? Is it, you fill in the blanks? Can you do something specifically to slow dementia? In most cases, we've looked at this as saying, okay, it's in your genes. You know, if mom or dad or grandma or grandpap have these kind of issues, you're inevitably going to get it. But even within the same family, you'll see a certain family member get into brain issues, another family's not. So out at the University of California, San Francisco, they took a strong look at other factors that were at play. And what they came up with is astounding. Astounding. That's the best word I can tell you. So we're going to get into that. I just want to tell you, tomorrow, which is our Saturday show, dated February 8th, 9 a.m. live. No, I'm sorry. We're going to do it a little bit later tomorrow. That's right. I have some other plans in the morning. It's going to be about 11 o'clock. We're going to do a show on depression as a deficiency of serotonin. I don't know if that's new news, but we're going to talk to you about depression. We're going to talk to you about serotonin. We're going to talk to you about testing and deal with all those issues. So make sure that you, if you can't be with us live, go to our YouTube section and watch that show. So I want to give you the numbers to reach us here at the office. It's 678-228-8900, 678-228-8900. Set up your own personal time or discuss a product or something you hear on this show. Because I really can't bottle up what we're going to talk about today. I wish I could. But I can give you the tips that are necessary, and I have a great staff that can help you on those fronts. A physically and mentally active lifestyle. Physically and mentally active. Now, I'm going to stop there. First sentence. And say this. My wife was just on a medical leave for almost 4 months after back surgery. And being an extremely well-trained medical professional. After 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, I started to see the deterioration of functionality in the brain. I did. Not that I questioned her, not that I put her on the spot medically of any sorts, but I started to see little slips. Because when we don't exercise the brain, and I'm not saying you have to sit there and study a book. Or if you're retired and you're seeing this, I'm not going to say like, okay, I got to go back to work. It helps. But when you look at all of the issues evolved around exercising the brain, how about, I hate doing these crossword puzzles. It's been proven to really exercise your brain. How about just reading for pleasure? How about reading for work? How about doing algorithms? How about playing a musical instrument? How about getting into a discussion group or a Bible study where you have to think about some things? Physically, can you get up off your duff? I'm all covered with dust. Can you get up off your dust? Sorry. Just got done eating a protein bar and I think I got it all over me. And can you get to be moving? Physically and mentally active lifestyle confers resilience to frontotemporal dementia, abbreviated FTD, not the florist. Frontal temporal dementia up here. Even in people whose genetic profile makes the eventual development of the disease virtually inevitable. So we have been told by medicine, we've been told over and over again, it's in your genes. There's no doubt it's in your genes. That's why we can't come up with a drug for it. And it's inevitable. You're watching your grandmother, grandfather really deteriorate rapidly, and you can see yourself in that same situation. But this says If I make that determination right now to exercise my brain and exercise my body, I can avoid this. It's new research by scientists at UC San Francisco Memory and Aging Center. The research aligns with the long-standing findings that exercise and cognitive fitness are one of the best ways to prevent or slow Alzheimer's disease. But it's the first study to show that the same types of behaviors can benefit those people with frontal temporal dementia, which is caused by a distinct form of brain degeneration. If we did MRIs before and after, we'd see a degeneration of tissue. FTD, remember what I said, it's not the florist. FTD, frontal temporal dementia, is a neurodegenerative disease that can disrupt personality, disrupt decision-making, language, movement abilities. Typically begins between the ages of 45 and 65. Hallelujah, I'm beyond that. It is the most common form of dementia in people under 65, accounting for 5 to 15% of dementia cases overall. And typically results in a rapid cognitive and physical decline with death within 10 years. If you don't think the brain and exercising your brain is important, it will keep you alive. There are commonly no drugs, none, zero, to treat FTD, though numerous clinical trials of the disease are underway. This is a devastating disease without good medical treatments, but our results suggest that even people with a genetic predisposition for FTD can still take actions to increase your chance of living a long and productive life. Their fate may not be set in stone, said Caitlin Casaletto, PhD, Assistant Professor of Neurology. She's the corresponding author of this study, published January 8th in the Journal of Alzheimer's and Dementia. She said this, quote, "If this were a drug, we would be giving it to all our patients. About 40% of people with FTD have a family history of the disease, and scientists have identified specific dominant genetic mutations that drive the development of the disease in roughly half of those cases. But even in these individuals, the disease can have very different courses and severity. There's incredible variability in FTD, even among people with the same genetic mutations driving their disease. Some people are just more resilient than others for reasons we just don't understand," said Dr. Casaletto, a member of the Weill Institute of Neurosciences. "Our hypothesis was that the activities people engage in each day of their lives can contribute in a very different trajectory than we see in the clinic, including when the disease develops and how it develops." To test this, Casaletto and the colleagues studied how lifestyle differences affected the progression in 105 people with dominant disease-causing genetic mutations who were mostly asymptomatic or had experienced only mild early-stage symptoms. So these are, man, it's in my genes. I will volunteer to be part of this group. I don't have any symptoms yet. As part of a larger study, all participants underwent an initial MRI scan of the brain to measure the extent of brain degeneration caused by the disease, completed tests of thinking and memory, and reported on the current levels of cognitive and physical activity in their lives. That is, reading, spending time with friends, jogging, running, etc. All at the same time, their family members completed regular gold standard assessments of how well the study participants were functioning in their lives. So we went back to the family and said, can you take really a good set of eyes on Uncle Johnny there? They watched how they were managing finances, their medications, bathing themselves, and so on. All these measures were repeated in an annual follow-up visit to track long-term progression of the disease. Even after only 2 to 3 visits, that's 1 to 2 years in the ongoing study, Casaletto and her team had already begun to see significant differences in the speed and severity of FTD between the most and least mentally and physically active individuals in the study. Specifically, the researchers found that functional decline, as assessed by the participants' family members, was 55% slower in the most active 25% of the patients. 55% slower. This was a remarkable effect to see so early on, Casaletto said. If this were a drug, we'd be giving it to all our patients. Researchers found that participants' lifestyles did not significantly alter the intracranial degeneration of brain tissue associated with FTD, as measured by follow-up MRIs a year into the study. But even among participants whose brain scans revealed signs of atrophy or shrinkage, the most mentally and physically active participants continue to perform twice as well as the least active participants on the cognitive testing. These results suggest that active lifestyle may slow FTD symptoms by providing some form of cognitive resilience to the consequences of brain degeneration. The researchers anticipated seeing even larger differences in cognitive decline between more and less active groups as the merged study continued to follow all those participants over time. We've seen such significant effects in just the first year or two of people with very mild disease. If these results hold, we may see that an active lifestyle sets individuals on a completely different trajectory in the coming years. The next step for the research is to include more detailed and objective assessments of the participants' physical and mental activity, including fitting them with a wearable Fitbit activity sensor to begin to estimate exactly how much activity is needed to promote cognitive resilience. We all seem to need a number. Castelletto cautions that the results, though exciting, so far only report a correlation. It's possible that some participants have less active lifestyles because they have more severe or aggressive form of FTD. With this caveat in mind, Castelletto hopes the findings will not only encourage care teams and individuals with a family history to adopt lifestyle changes that could provide more productive years of life. God built you to move. All right, what else is in the news today? CDC publishes their 2020 adult immunization schedule. Exciting, huh? So when you go to your doctor, you know they're going to want to stick you. Hepatitis A, which is, again, given to newborns. Mind you, I think it's insane. A vaccination is recommended for all patients aged 1 year and older with HIV. 2, human papillomavirus, the HPV vaccine. The CDC recommends a catch-up vaccine for all adults through age 26 who aren't fully vaccinated. Shared decision-making is recommended for adults aged 27 through 45 who aren't adequately vaccinated. You know, this vaccine first came out just for girls, and we started at age 12 or 13. Then we expanded it up to 18. Then we took it up to age 23. Then we expanded it to adolescent boys. Then we had it to teenage boys. Now we have it for everybody. Because human papillomavirus is epidemic. Meningococcal B, this is the one with brain inflammation, most typically in colleges. Patients aged 10 or older who are at increased risk or have complement deficiency or use complement inhibitors should receive a booster dose 1 year after finishing the primary series. Pneumococcal disease, routine vaccination with the 13-valent pneumococcal conjugate vaccine is no longer recommended for all seniors. Wish they would have told me that before they stabbed me. All seniors should still receive a dose of the pneumococcal 23-valent polysaccharide vaccine. Okay. Practice, practice, practice. Buffered vitamin C, probiotics, vitamin D. Probiotics, ultra probiotic Foster Regal, buffered vitamin C, buffered forms of vitamin C, tablets or capsules, powder, and a vitamin D, 2 to maybe 8,000 IUs a day. Story number 2, CDC says U.S. coronaviruses are now at 11. Another person-to-person transmission is confirmed, even though they said that wasn't going to happen. CDC on Monday announced 5 additional confirmed cases of novel coronavirus, 4 in California, 1 in Massachusetts. Of the 5 new cases, 4 had a travel history to Wuhan, China. The 5th case in California is a close household contact of a patient who had been to Wuhan. It's the second confirmed person-to-person transmission, just somebody that was working in the house. CDC said that 167 persons under investigation have tested negative for the virus. Results are pending for another 82. Also, later this week, U.S. Department of State is expected to bring more U.S. travelers back from Wuhan. In China, authorities are reporting over 17,200 confirmed cases, 360 deaths. Story number 3, we'll finish with this one. Red meat and poultry tied to an increased cardiovascular disease risk. Oh my. Higher consumption of processed meat, unprocessed red meat, and poultry, that's the healthy chicken, is associated with increased risk for cardiovascular disease events, according to an observational study in JAMA Internal Medicine. Observational study. Researchers pulled data from 6 U.S. cohorts comprising nearly 30,000 adults who reported baseline dietary information 1985 to 2002. During a median 19 years of follow-up, some 7,000 cases of cardiovascular events occurred. Roughly 8,900 participants died. After multivariable adjustment, each additional 2 servings of unprocessed red meat, processed meat, or poultry consumed each week was associated with a significant increased risk of cardiovascular events, while fish consumption was not. In addition, each additional 2 servings of processed or unprocessed red meat per week was associated with an increased risk of dying, mortality risk, while poultry and seafood were not. Eat your chicken. I don't really buy into this. Researchers note that the absolute risk increase for each association was under 2%. For what it's worth. Let me give you a little bit more information on us. This is the Nutrition Shop in Peachtree City, Georgia, 1200 Highway 74 South. Our phone number here is 678-228-8900. This is our office, our retail store out front. And we do in-person consultation times. You have a health issue you're dealing with and you need some help, by all means, call us at 678-228-8900, 678-228-8900, or reach out to us through our website at thenutritionshop.net. Okay, tomorrow, depression as a deficiency of serotonin. We'll check that out, get more involved. And again, if to reach me here in the office, 678-228-8900, call anytime, day or night. Leave us a message. We will get back to you. God bless you, folks. Have a great, healthy day. See you tomorrow.